Tyd vlieg. Welkom by die tweede episode van Aitsa, kykers. Ek is Outus Daniels en nooi julle saam op my reis deur die hartklop van Afrika. Hier vertel mense vir ons hulle stories en ons wys vir julle hulle dorpe. Aitsa is mos joune, syne, julle en ook almal van hulle aan die ander kant van ons grense sinne en dit maak Aitsa 'n lekker ding. Welcome back. We traveled to farm Namsep near Maltuia, where Nopal implemented an initiative that aims to empower local communities by creating jobs, provide livestock feed, and enhance food security. Guido van Wittersheim, the owner of Namsep, provides us with an update on the cultivation of Opuntia Ficus indica, commonly known as prickly pear, on his farm.
It has been going very well. All our hopes and our expectations have been met, even been better than met. So we are quite positive. We have had good growth and we are very happy with the progress. That season was incredible. It was good. It always rained, sometimes every week or every 2 weeks, enough rain. We didn't have to water a lot. And as you know, rainwater is the best for growth. And so I think that helped a lot. It saved us water and work on one side. On the other side, it really gave the plants a boost. And they did very well. They appreciated that rain and gave us good results. The last few months we didn't have to water a lot because of the good rain. But now we are back to the program again. And there we are dealing with a plant that is fantastically adapted to our climate because it is very heat resistant. It doesn't lose a lot of moisture by evaporation. And because of that, it doesn't need a lot of water. So our current program, we are giving water to the field at 1 liter per plant per week. So currently the nursery, the field that we are working on, we have around 35,000 plants on that. So that means we are using about 35,000 to 40,000 liter per week. So that's in terms of big plastic tanks, that's like 4 10,000 liter tanks of water that we need per week. Anybody who knows about gardening knows that this is very, very little water, considering we are talking about 35,000 plants. This program allows us to water the plants without any impact on the environment. It's a very low impact project. And yeah, we're getting good results. So we are quite happy about that. Amazingly, we didn't have any major problems here. We have not yet had any real challenges. The plants are very hardy, very resistant. The only little challenge we had this year was by the dickpens or Abraham bupens. Because of the good rains, there were thousands of them around. And apparently they really like the Ubuntia, the plants, and also the fruit. We didn't have a lot of fruit this year, but that was one thing where we saw, okay, this could be a problem if we have maybe a few good rainy seasons and these bugs are getting out of hand because they are really eating the plants and damaging them. For now, it was okay. It was only certain areas a little bit, but not a big issue. But one has to be careful and keep that in mind. And but apparently you can just collect them when they become a problem. You just go through the rows, you pick them up, and then after a few days you reduce the number enough so it isn't a problem anymore. Yeah, the big project, we are still busy with the fencing. This is a bit more, it takes a bit more time than we expected. We also had some damage from the rainfalls, some water runoff that loosened some of the poles. So we did have to do some repair, but they are still busy with setting up the fence. We are quite advanced by now. I hope we'll be ready in maybe 3 or 4 months.
Yes.
So then we can start proceeding with operations there. Before it's not fully fenced, it doesn't make any sense because, of course, the baboons are just waiting for that opportunity. So yeah, that's our next step for the big project. Just get the fencing done.
Can you give us an overall overview of where the project is going?
Yeah, the project is still going ahead in the direction where we want it to go. We still see a lot of positive opportunity, a lot of potential for this plant and all its benefits that you can get from it. So we are just going forward with it step by step. The final decision on which direction we are going with this, there are so many options. It's not easy to decide. There's the option, of course, of the carbon credits, which is very interesting. Then there's of biofuel. Then it's the fruit. There are many different ways to utilize the plant, also as animal fodder. So there are still, the avenues are all there. So we are still fine-tuning, figuring out which will be the most profitable and also the most practicable way to go on with the project, and then finally how we're going to utilize the plants. But that we're going to utilize them, that's for sure, and it's going in the right way, the right direction. We have good growth, and we are very positive about where it's going.
One of the positive spin-offs in this arid country is the usage of the plant as animal feed.
Yes, yeah.
What does it hold in for Namibia, that aspect?
I think it can have a huge potential for Namibia. There are many farmers already who are utilizing it. Some farmers have been utilizing it for generations already. It's not a very well-known fact, but these plants are good. They're very nutritious. They are low maintenance. They have a lot of moisture in them. They have a lot of fiber in them. And if you treat them correctly, if you give them the nutrients they need, they also they've got quite some protein in. It can be used just plain under certain circumstances, but it is always a good mixer with other like rough food, with straw, with grass, with some additives. So it can be a base for a lot of different feeds. It can be dried. One could think about it if one has a good access about pellet production, like Lucerne pellets. You could replace maybe by Opuntia pellets. Yes. So there's a huge potential, I think, and it needs much less water than any other plant that we use for fodder.
When could you possibly harvest cladduts?
We are now at the stage. We planted the plants in July, August, and now we already have an average growth of more than 7 cladduts per mother plant. So what we put in the ground, it's already times 7. We have it on the field. One could start harvesting now the first plants or cladduts to replant. Since we are still busy with the fence for the big project, we still let them grow. The longer they grow, the more volume they get, the stronger they get. That's all storage that they can utilize when you plant them. Some energy. So yeah, we are just letting them grow now until we are ready. We could start harvesting now from the first project, but we are not ready with the big field at the moment. But as soon as we are ready there, we've got a good solid foundation to build on. It is a huggable cactus, yeah, because it is a cactus. Some biologists would probably disagree and say it's not exactly a cactus, but it looks like one, and but it is spineless. Basically, it doesn't have any thorns. It has a few thorns, but not that it is a big issue. So it's not totally spineless, but it is spineless enough to be huggable and to be used for a lot of different applications.
A plant that helps combat climate change by absorbing carbon dioxide, preventing desertification, and improving soil health. Shoo! What a story to tell. Viva Namibia! None of the investment projects valued at 15 million Namibian dollars, which were planned for Luderitz State Hospital in the development budget for the 2021-2022 to 2023-2024 fiscal years, have been implemented to date. That was discovered during an inspection visit by the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Gender Equality, Health and Social Affairs. The chairman of the committee and a member of Parliament, Nona Katsingisua, tells us about the workings of the committee.
The committee is given the power to handle gender equality, health and social welfare. So with them is that they as a committee set and decide on matters surrounding people or problems which people are having, or about the capital projects and so on. And having 24 members, they go out as an oversight, inquire, monitor, and then bring it back to the committee, and then later report back to Parliament for consideration, and then the recommendations will be implemented by the Prime Minister's office to the different offices. So for now, we have gathered information from here, so we'll go back as a committee, sit, and then later to Parliament, and then to the different ministries through our Secretary of